Hey everyone, it's Corbin, aka Combo Barbarian. I'm here with a special guest, my mom,
Hi.
and we just saw the Black Widow movie that we've been waiting for 2 years to see. We just finished about 20, 25 minutes ago. Brief synopsis, we already kind of know what it's about, right? We've been waiting for 2 years. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, Natasha Romanoff goes back to find to where it all started with her family, discovering the secrets of the Red Room, her shady past that she thought she had squashed, and it turns out that there are still secrets to be unearthed, villains to be unveiled, and dysfunctional family that desperately needs therapy. Mom, what did you think about this one?
You know what? I'm glad you asked because, right on the note of dysfunctional family that needs therapy, they needed an intervention so bad.
Big
It
time,
felt like
big
it
time.
really was. It was so necessary. And on
Mm-hmm.
top of it, as you're watching just this car crash of things go on within their family unit, because that's what we thought. We thought they were a family, and at first we had no knowledge of what was going on. This family's being torn apart, and we don't know why. And then as they get fast forward, to if you're just newly watching it, you don't know why. But obviously you guys all know Black Widow has a backstory, and here we are in the backstory. Fast forward, boom. So the family's torn apart, then they reconnect. And as they reconnect, the fibers of this family start to unravel, and you see just how messed up they really are, and how much they're not a family, and how much that echoes with what in reality is most people's families. Dysfunction. For real. It was crazy, but it was not crazy enough to be overly anything, to be, oh, I'm so entertained by looking at someone else's horrible situation, and at least mine's not like that. It was just under the radar of, oh, okay, yeah, he's messed up. It was like that. It was very mad to me. There were good things. I wish I'd have started with the good things.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they had a lot of chemistry, like you said.
Yeah,
The two
Florence
sisters,
Pugh
I
as
believed it.
Yelena,
I
along with
believed it.
Scarlett
Yes.
Johansson,
And she's cute as a button.
Natasha.
Yeah,
Yeah, they both
totally.
had. Florence was a star in this one for
Yeah,
sure.
she was. And the comedy, it was pulled off very mellow. Pulled
David
off very
Harbour
good.
was big on that as well.
Yeah, he's funny.
Oh my
From
gosh.
the father from Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed his little ins everywhere you turn around. He's got some failed comedy, and
Yes.
it's dad jokes almost,
Yep.
because he's totally inept in realizing what's going on for real.
Reading the room is something that the Red Guardian, that was his character, just totally escaped him. So many passionate speeches to people who weren't really there.
No, and lost in his own excitement of his own grandeur.
Yes.
It's like, how many dads are like that? I'm sure many. Back in my day, that's exactly where he was for most of the movie.
Absolutely.
It was funny though. You
It
like
was.
that?
It was. Those are the positives.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
completely. I think another positive, it's been so long since we've seen a Marvel movie in theaters, for myself especially. My mom knows I did the 3-day Marvel movie marathon, all 22 movies up to Endgame a couple years back, and that was not a highlight of my life, but definitely a notable event to check off there. And, it's been a while since all that. And to come back,
Yeah.
after, a year and a half, and have a Marvel movie for just to, see the opening theme, hear it, see the credits, like, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was
There
a
you go.
lot. I was thinking that same thing. It was a lot.
Yes.
But
That's a positive.
That's the positive. It
Great.
was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much to see visually, but example, while we're watching it, we had car chases that were like reminiscent of Ronin or Baby Driver. They had moments like that.
Okay.
There was, of course, the room and the women that kind of gave you the feel of
Like the espionage type movies.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Sparrow or something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
It was so much. That was the thing that was a positive, but also a drawback,
Mhm.
because it echoed of so many other films. It's like, what were the writers doing? Were they sitting down having a real think tank to write an actual fresh film for Black Widow, or were they just taking pieces of things that they love? Like, I'm expecting at the end to find out Kaiser Soze. Seriously, what was going on?
Yeah, it felt very anticlimactic. There was the fight scenes were big. They were just large, bombastic. They were just kind of
Over the top.
over the top, but
Unbelievable.
without any real stakes, without any real feel. You're watching this happen. You're like, oh. I think the best example I have for Star Wars fans, y'all know this. The lightsaber fights in the prequel movies. All these flourishes and they're running around, but you know that nothing is actually happening outside of the going through. It almost becomes like a dance of some sort.
Pantomime even.
There you go, perfect. And that's what all the fight fight scenes kind of felt like in Black Widow. Like,
Yeah.
we were just kind of going through the motions. We're just like, oh.
Choreographed for certain.
There we go. We knew the stakes weren't going to be super high because we knew this was essentially a prequel movie. And we already know the final fate for...
But they should have done something, though. To make it, even though you know it's a prequel, you're expecting them to give you something else. So you're like, oh, what could happen next? Well, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're right. Something to really go, oh my gosh.
It.
And that didn't really happen. Even the big reveal at the end, don't really want to go too much into it. It wasn't really even that big of a reveal. I'm keeping that because the one shred of like, oh, let's uncover something.
Yeah.
That I would
give
recommend.
them something to actually sit there and watch the rest of the film. I stayed awake for the whole thing.
Yeah, and family movies. Me and my brother, we do a couple of these, and it's pretty much a standard. My mom's gonna fall asleep through half of it. For once, the one movie that I would have let her, hey mom, just sleep that one out. This would have been the movie. And I hate to say that, but I think the best analogy I can come up with for Black Widow is like plain potato chips. Like, not salted like potato chips. You know what they are. You know that you're consuming them, but you're not really feeling anything. It's just like,
Hey, they're not Pringles. This is not a Pringles movie.
Or no, Lay's, gas station chips.
Ruffles.
Ruffles have ridges.
Yes.
This had no ridges.
It missed a lot. It was the antithesis of meh.
There you go. That's literally what it was. Midway through the movie, I'm like, C. Like, C is for Corbin and also C is for this movie because that's just what it was.
Yeah, I'm there with you on the letter. It definitely got a solid C.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's a D-lister for me. And that's not, and this is the sad part. It's not to say that it's because of the actors.
No.
This is not the actors failed, they ruined this film. No, this is what were the writers smoking? What were they doing? Were they relaxed to the point of, we're just doing a sequel. We're doing a prequel. We just got to get this done. That's how it felt. That's how it felt.
Yeah. So with that being said, out of 5 stars, Mom, you go first. What was your ranking here?
Oh my goodness. I don't give it a lot of stars. I'm going to give it a 2.5. 2.5 to say, just go and see the movie if you've got nothing better to do. Go and see the movie if you want to get back into the theaters. If you have, like myself, I'm not one for rushing out to the theaters. I haven't really been so far. So yeah, I went to it and I sat there and I watched it and I was awake. And I could have read a good book. So 2.
There you go. Could have happened. Could have went to your local LCS, comic shop, picked up a book as well. If you go watch it, I'm going to go give the same grade as my mom here, 2.5. It wasn't enough for me to swing to a 3. It almost did just because I was so excited for a Marvel movie in theaters, but it didn't quite get there for me. It just didn't quite do it. Yeah, it's just going to have to be a 2.5. And, it sucks that our first movie back, has to be that. But here at, Combo Barbarian on the channel, we speak truth when it comes to comics. And the truth is, for a comic book movie, this was mad. This was mad. Well, Mom, God, thank you for joining. We got to do this again.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Enjoyed
this was fun. We'll have special guests on. My mom for the movies. Get some stuff there. As far as myself, we're going to get some more content rolling. Some stuff with the pipeline, so definitely stay tuned. We'll have some links to my other videos over here if you want to check those out. But until next time, y'all, take care. We'll talk soon. All right.